It was Robert Gibbings who built the reputation of the Golden Cockerel Press, which he ran between 1924 and 1933. Through Gibbings' engravings and those of his circle of wood engraver friends, the press's name became synonymous with fine illustrated editions. How ironic then that it was only after Gibbings' departure from the press that he would produce what was perhaps his best work for it. Illustrated by Gibbings and written by Llewelyn Powys, Glory of Life was published by Golden Cockerel in 1934, the year after Gibbings' departure. The edition was limited to 277 copies. Here I'll be looking at one of the 275 ordinary copies. In this state, the book is bound in quarter white vellum over off-white cloth sides. It's a Spartan presentation whose only embellishment is the subtle gold blocking of the title on the spine, a gilt trim between vellum and cloth, and the gilded top edge. I always thought this combination of gilt on various shades of white gives a book a rarefied air, albeit at the cost of soiling easily. The bottom and fore edges of the text block are untrimmed. We open the book to first encounter the bachelor's handmade paper on which everything is printed. I have previously described this paper, a regular choice for Golden Cockerel, as feeling coarse and unrefined by modern standards, but in sheets of this folio size, its tactility comes into its own, and it's really quite a treat. The book starts with several blank leaves, giving us ample time to get used to the sensation of handling the paper before we arrive at the famous title spread, which makes quite an impression. On the verso side is one of Gibbings' trademark high-key wood engravings serving as the frontispiece, while the recto page confronts us with a bold red title that was also carved into wood by Gibbings. The red and black printing continues throughout the book, with the first line of the book and the drop cap that opens each section all printed in red ink. The text is set in 18-point Golden Cockerel, printed with fairly generous margins for a nicely balanced page layout. Eric Gill designed this face to sit alongside wood engravings, and it comes into its own here. The other notable feature of the typographic design is the absence of conventional paragraph breaks, which are instead indicated with typographic ornaments. While this might slightly compromise readability, it makes for a nice, even text density on the page, and it's really no hardship in a short work such as this. Gibbings' illustrations are a tour de force. There are 14 wood engravings including the frontispiece. These include full page, half page, and smaller vignette images. All share Gibbings' distinctive style, characterised by well-defined high contrast edges. The pictures mostly depict scenes of animals in the wild. They are less connected to the text than I had anticipated, but represent superb examples of the art form and are a real highlight of this edition. What of the text itself? In Glory of Life, Powys outlines his humanist rationalist philosophy. It's clear as day, he argues, that the affairs of this world are not under the direction of an intelligent and sensitive deity. But if worship of a divine being is to be dismissed, and if, as Powys argues, man will inevitably replace it with some other more rational kind of worship, what should be its object? Powys' answer is simple and elegantly put in his own words thus: the natural worship belongs to the glory of life, to the unuttered sense of glory in the chance of existence, in the chance that called us up out of the dead dust to mirror for a period with glassy retinas the mysteries of matter. An adoration of life is our religion. It is a worship of the moment's duration, inviolate, detached, and passionate. The book is thus a celebration of the wonder of the richness of our very existence. This brand of rationalism will doubtless sit uncomfortably for some, but whatever your stance, the work is beautifully authored and passionately articulated. I exist in a permanent state of ambivalence about the Golden Cockerel Press, whose output varies in both production quality and literary value. But about Glory of Life I'm in little doubt. This is a complete package of excellence in design and production of the kind that distinguishes private press books of the first rank. I heartily recommend it to collectors.